All right, so it's Sunday night. I sent out to my team a message this morning right after church, and I said, "Oh, if y'all can get on, get on. It's going to be a good one." So y'all know the sermon this morning struck a chord with me when I walked out, and Paxton was actually helping me take notes, and he looked at me and he was like, "This is what you didn't write down," and um, I said, "I'm going to talk about it on my team call tonight." And he started grinning because he's all about some partner co now. It's funny how when you get people to an event, no matter the age, the game changes. They are much more interested and much more invested. And today we had another little talk about making money, what his dad does for a living, what I do. He said, "I still think I want to do that skinny drops thing." He said, "You get to go a lot of places and I said, "Well, you go places with your dad." He's like, "Yeah, but not as nice of places. Yours is more tropical and all this." And I'm like, "This is coming from the 12-year-old." So we're doing a great job of recruiting him to be a brand partner in about 5 years. So kudos to the team, to Partner Co. and everything that they supply. Um, I don't have a clue what Greg's talking about tonight. Once again, we're going to just see how this meshes, but it has each week. But I want to go over like our typical we know we've got Nashville coming up. I don't know if you guys are registered, but this Nashville Millionaire Mentorship will be a different presentation from what we got in Destin. It will be more detail. Things evolve all the time, and it won't be the first time they've done it. So it'll be a better presentation. Lots of great information. And on Saturday, we are launching the big Moringa product. I'll let Greg kind of talk about that if he wants to in a minute. But what I'll tell you on my end is y'all know I'm a nerd. So I've done tons of research on it. Guys, we have so much credibility through famous athletes, celebrities endorsing Moringa from what I'm seeing, that these are ways for you to get authority. So you may not necessarily have authority just bringing it to your social media, but if you can get super creative on ways to bring in these celebrities, these professional athletes who are very avid users of Moringa, not our specific product, but of the nutrient in and of itself, gives you some credibility out in the marketplace. So be ready for that launch in June. It's 3 weeks out. And we know what happens when a big product launches. Like Core Cleanse was great, it creates lots of surges in the business. But every now and then, products surface that make really massive movements through the organization. When we were in Limu, there were things like Blue 2. Okay. I did not like it at all. I liked the black can. I will die loving that little black blue frog can. But you know what? I like Blue 2 now, and everybody else loved it. I mean, we had dudes pulling up with trucks, filling up the truck bed. Then we launched another product called Burn. It exploded. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I never really liked it that much. I drank it to win competitions because it works, but people, when they got it over here in this company, they are crazy about this stuff. Everybody's palate is different. And you've got to remember that. If I go in Gloria's Good Health, they're not taking every product on the shelf. They would die if they did. Your job is just to share what we have. And as long as we're launching stuff, you need to get excited about it. Because all I did last week, I don't know, maybe it was last week, week before, I just posted who's tried Moringa, what benefits. Old brand partners who aren't ordering surfaced. People private messaged me. People commenting on that post blew my mind. Okay. It is a hot product that people are going to love. And then we did something where we went from Limu in a glass bottle to a plastic bottle, created a massive explosion. And here, this explosion in Partner Co., we meshed a bunch of companies together. But what we did is we figured out some magic with one little product that's been around for 13 years. The drops. And everybody started using it and what? Posting results. And they were easy to see. I am not saying we're going to take Moringa and start posting Moringa all the time and deviate from drops. Did I say that? No, we're going to stay with what works. This is just something to add in. This needs to be sprinkled in now. Tease for it, look around and see what leaders are posting different things and grab it and go share it. Get excited about it. And then we also have PXP coming up. This PXP is going to be different because we're launching some things that some of us are getting little nuggets of in Millionaire Mentorship. But there are going to be things launched. And some of the things I've already texted John and Darren about, I was like, oh, please, can we have this next? Like, there's some stuff being launched in other markets that I am dying for, like literally dying for. And they both loved the comment, like back to me. So fingers crossed we get that next. Maybe we'll be the next market to get it. I'm hoping they launch it when we get to Orlando. But they're also going to be launching our Creator Academy and all these things. But we're also launching the Epic Club. We have emphasized this. We're 2 weeks in. We're going into our third week or ending our third week. I don't know. Time is just turning into a total blur. You want to be part of this. It's not just a click, it's the 8 people that join your business that change your life. One of them leads to somebody. We have a lot of people who've hit Epic Club. We have people who are one away. Maybe all you have to do Achieve Ultimate, 2 brand partners on at least 200 PV. A lot of people are going to get that done. And there's all these perks when we get to PXP. We've got the white glove butler service. We're going to have t-shirts. We're going to have special seating. They're going to get time with the owners. And you get to the top level, you get to go to Universal Epic with us. If you haven't gone on a rewards trip yet, this is your first chance to get a taste of what that can be like. When there's a huge group of us walking around in a theme park and you get to stand in line with John and Darren or Katie or Kevin or Taylor or Dan, any of them, Lucy, you get time to grow a relationship with the people who are paying your paychecks, who are helping expand the vision of the company, who are creating this 100-year company, who are going to help us get to $1 billion. And so your job is to be in their presence. If I have a chance to be in John and Darren's presence, I will break my neck to get there. This turned real serious all of a sudden because some of you have been in their presence. Put a one in the comments if you have. Is it a game changer? Y'all know I came here and piddled around when I started, and I was making good money, and I still wasn't sure I wanted to do it. And Brent said, I need you to go to Puerto Rico and meet the owners. You've got to see the guys behind this. I'm like, me? I thought this is crazy, but I was like, single mom, all I need is a plane ticket. Let's do it. Like, some of you got to experience that on my team when I took you down there. It is a game changer having that interaction. It clicks, it goes from your head to your heart, and you realize this is a real, legitimate opportunity to change my life and the people around me. It is not about being part of a clique. And I told y'all that when I came back the first time on repeat. And I still remember standing in that bathroom and Teresa O'Neill walking out of the stall and coming over and hugging me and starting to cry. And I'm thinking, you ain't washed your hands yet. The first thing I thought, I was like, what is she doing? She hasn't washed her hands. I didn't care. Y'all know me, but it was funny. I was like, this is weird. And she was like, you weren't lying. And I was like, not generally something I do. this is real. And these men, these women, their wives, Katie, Lucy, Dan, Heather, Derek, forgot Lucy's husband's name. I just totally blanked. Sorry, Lucy. Are incredible human beings. And Tracy Ashford, like these people want to do something special. So we have to get really fired up about Epic Club. And I want you for a minute to go with me to a religious place. Y'all know I take a lot of analogies from the Bible, not because what we do is equivalent to stories in the Bible, but what the Bible does is teaches us tons of biblical principles that we can apply in our day to day life to really go be a better human, to be more efficient, to thrive more. And so this morning, we studied Moses. Tim Stevens was in town. He did a singing Friday night. If you've never experienced him, they wrote lots of songs in our songbooks. But this morning in Bible class, he talked about Moses. And he talked about his excuses. Do you remember all those excuses he gave God? Back in Exodus chapter 4, he starts trying to send him over to save his people from Pharaoh. And what does he say right out of the gate? He said, I'm not enough. Who am I to go? Like, not me. And God says, what? I'll be with you. And then he gives him another one. He was like, I don't even know enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm paraphrasing. I took notes this morning, but he's like, I don't know enough. They're not going to believe me. And what did God say? I'll be with you. And he gave him some signs and miracles to show when he told him that they won't believe him. God was going to be with him. And then what did he do? He says, but I'm not gifted enough. So he's slow of speech, right? He's slow of tongue. He's not anybody somebody's going to listen to or anybody's going to believe. He's not important enough. And what does God tell him every single time? He'll be with him over and over and over. So we would rather use our excuses and ask God to send somebody else to do what we were called to do. Have you ever been guilty of that? Have you ever been like, well, when somebody's interested, they'll come ask me because I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to share with somebody what we've got with Partner Co. I don't know how this works. I can't explain it like Greg. I can't explain it like Renee. Renee makes it look easy. But that's not what God asked you to do. We're asked to sow the seed. I shared that in our group this week too. Maybe yesterday. If you've not listened to Jim Rohn's The Parable of the Sower, you need to go listen to it. It's great. And it doesn't just apply to what we do, it's in any business you're in. It's in sowing the word of God. It's just how it works. It's a law. It's just how it works. But you know what? Moses finally caved, didn't he? He finally got over his excuses and went. And he shared because he knew God would be with him. And what was he named as in the New Testament? One of the greatest of faith. But he had to make a decision to not let that be the rest of his story. Because if that's all his story was, guess who'd still be in Egyptian bondage? Probably not. God knew what he was doing. He'd have got him out. But what is the rest of your story going to look like? If you're making all these excuses, I don't have time, I don't know what to say, I'm not as good as him or her, oh, I got busy doing this, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, oh, I don't want my boss to be mad at me, oh, I don't want my kids feeling like I'm neglecting them, oh, I don't want my husband mad because I'm doing a few calls for 30 minutes. Is God going to be upset for not doing what he wants us to do? God has given us a gift with Partner Co. I truly believe that in the deepest part of my soul. Diane heard me earlier on the Zoom with her prospects. Her prospect that Kevin and I were having our meeting the other day, and he was naming off the checks that have gone through just our team. And I was going, what? Like, I can see some things, I can't see it all. The blessings this company is pouring out on people is unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. And that doesn't count anybody's retail money. That's just what we're making from the company. And I believe that no matter how difficult you think making this epic run is, you have a decision to make. You go with us or you get left behind. You have to draw a line in the sand. And this isn't to make anybody feel bad. It's like, I've already gotten epic. I'm almost to the whatever the second one is, gold. I've got to get some of them put in the system. I'm going all the way. Y'all know I don't like to miss a theme park, first of all. Second of all, you know I don't want to miss time with our corporate staff. I debated on not going to Bali last year, and Katie called me and she said, "Are you a competitive person?" I was like, "Let's not talk about it." She said, "Then you have to go." She said that you can't not go if you're a competitive person. And that trip changed me in many ways. Stacy went to Maui this time and she's like, "I don't want to miss another one." I called Brent the other day and I got teared up talking to him. I said, "My kids have seen the other side now. There's a lot of pressure on this mama. What do you say next year when the trip comes up and you don't go?" Mom didn't want to send those messages or pick up the phone. Mom was too busy making funny reels, or mom was too busy trying to clean out the shed. We're going to come back and talk about how to be efficient after Greg gets done. I'm going to offer up something to help coach some of you along because some people need that. But I want you to decide, are your excuses bigger or is your why bigger? We saw this movie, a lot of us, in Limu. We know what can happen for those who choose the path. Will it always be easy? No. Will it be worth it? Yes. And there's so many people I want to brag on who are trucking right along with me. We're doing calls, we're doing Zooms, we're exposing people. Y'all know Kim just came on under Leisha and right out of the gate, killing it. made her post, 132 comments. She's very coachable. She's following the system. Script one, script two, script one, script two. When they've got a question, hey, when can you chat? Summer's getting on the phone. Her daughters are like, Mom, they may be in another network marketing company. They said, we never get this kind of response and we don't make this kind of money. And she wants to be home with her kid. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to share. And I was like, do you know how many mutual friends me and your two daughters have combined? It was like 45 or 50. And some of the girls' friends were shared. So there weren't more than like 40 shared contacts through Facebook. It's whole new markets. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Greg, and I want you to be thinking about whether or not you're ready to draw your line in the sand, and then we'll come back and offer up what's next.
Well, Summer, that was great. And, I had something prepared. It's a little bit lengthy and I'm going to scrap it and we'll do it later on. I think it's important to talk about, and you mentioned Nashville and how important Nashville is with the launch of Moringa. So we have that event on the 27th, and I want to just put a bug in your ear. On the 28th, we'll be in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, the next day on Sunday. On the 29th, they're going to be here in Cookeville at the Holiday Inn Express here in Cookeville. So going straight from Nashville, going straight to Mount Juliet, going straight here to Cookeville. And then the 30th, we're going up in Kentucky at an undetermined location yet. We're still nailing down a spot right there, the best spot where we have the most activity. I'm working on a few guys, some guys that are already in that hadn't done a whole lot yet. But we're going to get some, because I'm telling you, the Moringa story is absolutely nuts that went through Kentucky and Tennessee when I first started. It was unbelievable, the events we had and the people that we touched and we blessed just by opening our mouth. You guys know my story. I said it weeks ago, going to Robbie Davis's real estate office, trying to get him to advertise his business on our gym wall. And him saying to me, well, I'll take a look. I'll give you a check if you take a look at this little business I've started. And of course, I didn't want anything to do with it. It was written all over my face. And because I had no belief whatsoever. I had no belief in myself that I could do something like that. So he goes directly to my beautiful wife, Tamara, and gives her some product. And she uses it, loses 12 pounds in 2 weeks. Most important thing with her was, what was it that he gave her? First of all, he gave her Moringa. He gave her some sachets, or as we say in Tennessee, packets of Moringa. She drank it. She had a pill that we took, appetite suppressant. But the most important thing with her was, it wasn't just losing weight, because losing weight, everybody wants to lose weight. But the most important thing with a lot of people is they have pains. They have aches and pains in their life. And my wife, she had a ruptured disc operated on just before we got married. And from that operation, she still had terrible back pain. There were some days she couldn't get out of bed because of it. And I think she was in her 30s at the time. And she's a lot older than me, by the way. But anyway, I would have to help her out of the bed, lay her in the floor so she'd have a firm surface to lay on. And at that point in her life, it's so tough because she was just going through every single day, the same things happening over and over and over again, and just waking up to do it again. And what this did was change her back to the lady I married. Her back pain completely gone. No more back pain. We're not supposed to mention medications, blood pressure, things like that, normalized. Because it's amazing what happens when you put the right thing in your body. The good Lord made us and made everything else where we can heal ourselves when you put the right stuff in your body. We got tons of great products, Noni, Moa, things like that. But Moringa oleifera is what changed my life. I played basketball all my life, high school, college, short stint in Indonesia. Terrible joint pain, aches and pains all the time, knees, ankles. I've been fortunate to not have bad injuries, but still that was completely gone. I can still hear my knees crack and pop, but I have no pain. I'm 52 years old as of 2 days ago. So to have that in my life again, and I've had it for 9 days now. I'm in that beta test group, and it is unbelievable. I've developed some back pain. I haven't been on Moringa for about 2 years. I developed some back pain getting out of bed. I felt like that old man that had to slowly straighten up. That's completely gone. My mental awareness is so much sharper. And why is it that's happening? And it's going to happen for so many people. It's because what's in the plan. And I'm just regurgitating what was in my presentation for my previous company before of what's in the plan. I know I've seen Carol Nair on here that can give you a whole lot more information than I can. But back in the day, it had 36 all natural anti-inflammatories. What are all diseases based on? Inflammation. And that's 36 families of anti-inflammatories. There's no way to tell how many actual anti-inflammatories there are. There are 46 all natural antioxidants that attach to free radicals and take them out of the body. 46 all natural antioxidants in the plant. You have all your omegas, 3, 6s, and 9s in high doses. You have all your amino acids, including the ones you have to get from outside of the body called essential amino acids. Has all of those. You put all of that in a plant and so many other things that I'll let Dr. Plant and Carol Nair tell you about because I can't pronounce it, much less spell it. But that's what's going to change a lot of people's lives. And you have it within your capacity, within your hands to change somebody's life because everybody has pain in their life. You have a pain of a physical pain or a physical ailment. You have a pain of wanting to lose weight. You have a pain of not having enough time, or you have a pain of not making enough money. And you look around within our company, and I've seen a lot of companies. I've been a part of a few. One really special one at the start, and this is my second one that I know that we're going to build and build big because we have a heart for people. We can solve every single pain that everybody has. Whatever pain they have in their life, if they're willing to listen, we can solve that pain. And nothing thrills me more. I was talking to Summer last week after the call, and we were talking about talking about Moringa, and I was filling her in on some stuff. There are so many times where I give a presentation, and I'd have a little old lady, 70 years old, come up to me after a presentation and just wiggle her fingers at me. And I kind of nod my head. That's neat. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're putting a spell on me. What are you doing? But she was actually able. It's been 20 years since she's been able to put on her rings because of arthritis. And she had on her rings. It's been years since she's been able to straighten her hands out. And those little things that seem little to us are the world to somebody else. And right now we have it in our hands. So what do we do from now until the 27th when it comes out? We all know that every product has a point value associated with it, and that's how we get paid. That's how our team commissions get paid. That's how our new volume order bonus gets paid. The more people that we have in our group, in our team, to start sharing this as soon as it goes live, the better off we're all going to be financially. The great thing about it is we're making money by blessing people's life. How many other people have that opportunity to say that? There's not many. I'm a teacher. We get to impact lives all the time. We don't make much money. We can make a lot of money here just by blessing people's life. Don't get involved. And one of the things I was going to talk about tonight is there's a couple of terrible diseases. We're talking about diseases now that kill most people. and that's excuse-itis and me-itis. I make an excuse for everything. I want to point fingers at everything and everybody when it's all on our shoulders and what we do on a daily basis that makes our life. What we choose to do. Everything is a choice. Choice is whether you want to put your focus on somebody else or you want to put your focus on yourself and have a pity party and look at your current circumstances, think there's no way out. The only way out, like I said before, comes within you. We have an amazing opportunity here, and I want to congratulate the whole organization, the whole company, watching this movement happen, creating those success stories. And it's that activity that's creating that. And what I don't want you to lose focus on, and yes, we need to work with our new team members. We have to. We got to work with our team all the time. But I don't want you to forget ever. There's a constant balance. Summer and I talked about this last week. There is a balance that has to happen between working with our team and our recruiting. Our recruiting never stops. If you truly believe you have the best of the best, you will never shut your mouth. You will always reach out to people. So, guys, new blood is always the lifeblood of your business. You're always reaching out to new people. So find that balance. Guys, let's build as big as we can. Don't wait. Don't wait until June 27th until a new product comes out. Don't wait. The bigger team you have right now, the bigger team you have by June 27th, the better off you're going to be. So pick up the phone, be a blessing. I love you all. Thank you so much.
If that don't feel like a locker room talk, I don't know what the. So you got me over here, and I'm like nodding, and I'm like looking at my messenger. Guys, that's it. Like we know what's If you're not seeing what's happening, you're not paying attention. And if you're not engaged, you're getting left behind. And we're trying to do no one left behind. But my job is to go get new blood because I'm getting an Epic Club, check. I'm getting to gold, almost there, check. I've got to get to diamond status so that I get all the perks and that I've got 8 new people who could turn into who knows what. One of my girls, when I enrolled her, I offered the business side of it. Brent was like, let me get on the phone with her. I said, all right, let's try it. She said, I'm not like you. I said, that's okay. I do it a little different. I'm in a different phase than you would be. New people are phase 1 and they do it completely different. But if you get results and you want to share with people, let's talk about it then. She's already messaged me less than a week in. I need you to figure out, we need to talk to my husband and see what he needs because she's loving the product. That's how simple what we do is. Karen had a lady super interested in the business. We get on the phone. She watches a Zoom recording of me doing the presentation. And she was like, oh, I just don't know. So Karen has a conversation with her about just product. Oh, it's too high. And next thing you know, she's bought product. And tonight I got on the phone with her this afternoon. She is raving over this product already. She's like, it's unreal. And she had told Karen, she said, if it works, I'll share it. But the key is we're in a slowdown where we're really getting to focus on these customers. Andrea right up here is Kelvin's new girl. She's been dripping on her Facebook, brutally honest, day in, day out. And today she's up in weight. And I said, well, here's the deal. You're checking in and weighing every day. That's not how you actually gauge progress. You have to weigh once a week. And so today she learns body weight can fluctuate 3 to 5 pounds a day in water weight. 3 to 5 pounds a day. You have a day where you eat a few pickles on something and you have fajitas at a Mexican restaurant, which is your best option, you're going to retain 3 pounds of fluid easy. Does that mean the drops aren't working? No. And every time you cheat, you're 3 days away from resetting. And I said, And I wrote her a post today. I don't know if she shared it or not. Don't mean to call you out, Andrea. But at the end of the day, I gave her really good content because she's going to educate a lot of people with that one piece of content. And when she decides to start running the system, she's down 3.6 pounds in 1 week. I said, Andrea, if you keep that up for a month, that is 15 plus pounds. We would kill to lose 15 pounds in a month. Yes or yes? So it's all about perspective and the fortunes in the follow up. You got to coach your people, you got to pay attention. But what I want to do is I want to help teach you. Y'all know 2 years ago, I came up with the IPA checklist. We know that we have to do income producing activity. If we're not getting paid. Our store's not open, we're not growing a business. Throwing a 9 and 3 works for phase one when we're new. But there has to be strategic things that happen to continue the funnel filling up. If you've gone through your first 30 days, I'll give you up to 90. If you're still getting lots of hits, you're going to have to transition into what we call power hours. And a lot of you have tried power hours, but there's different versions of power hours. You can do it for the full hour, or you could do it for a half hour if you're part time. But I want to teach you how to power hour, not just for your sake, for mine too. Because I can get really sucked into recruiting and not make enough phone calls for the team. Or I can get sucked into doing so many calls for the team, I don't get my power hour in. And so this is what Greg and I were talking about, is really learning to balance. But there are some skill sets that will help you in your power hour, especially if people aren't in your funnel. Today, I told Diane about this when we got done with hers, and I told you I'd share it when we got on the Zoom. There was a girl, we know to work groups, and I was going to do 75 hard, and I was going through my messenger the other day and totally forgot about this girl because I haven't done the greatest logging and tracking everybody I'm talking to. We had talked in January, and June 3rd, I said, oh my goodness, lady, did you finish the challenge? She never read it. Her story popped up. Some musician, y'all, I didn't know who he was. I ain't got a clue. And I'm a music girl. He was kind of in the more rap, modern type music. I'm not sure what it was. And I said, where is he performing at? I commented on her story. Where's he performing at? And she responded to the previous one. Yes, I did. And starting a new one now yesterday. But when I woke up with a stomach bug, so I'm waiting a couple days. It's hard with a full-time job outside of the home and kids, but I did it. So she finished 75 hard. And he played at Chastain, amazing seats, and was so good. I loved it. And I just said, oh, so proud. And then I had to stop. I was at the point of almost cripple with my plantar fasciitis, yada, yada, yada. I went through that and I said, so I stopped and I started a gut health plan. And my foot started clearing up. It's crazy. I'm not 100%, but pretty much back into rhythm now. And I got to start the rest of the program. You know what she responded? Oh my goodness, that's painful. And she said, you'll need to tell me about your gut health plan. I've been working on that as well, but would love to hear what you are doing! Exclamation mark. I said, yes, it's been amazing. Let's do a call sometime. I want to hear how you manage 75 hard if I'm going to try this again. She said, great. I haven't messaged her again to set a time. I am just being a human, telling her what I'm doing. And guess what she wants to know? What is it you're doing? I'm not going to go in and pitch her partner co. I'm going to go in and be human. Eventually, it will come up and I will share my story and what I'm taking, how I get the supplements, and this is what I do for a living. But you know what I'm going to ask first? How did you manage 75 hard? It's about her. I am interested in how she did it with full-time job because that's a tough program. So I want to teach you some skills, some time blocking, and I want us to make it a regular thing for those who want to. So we have VBS this week. I don't know. I mean, it's at another church, and I don't know days or times. So I'm thinking possibly to do this Saturday morning. I think I'm free. I don't have a calendar back here at like 9 a.m. and us get on Zoom and let's go over how to power hour. And we teach you how to power hour. We do it. And then the rest of the week, you do it on your own. But I want some accountability groups or accountability partners. We are in an incredible time right here with Partner Co. I don't think y'all really understand how big that was for Greg with Moringa. If you haven't heard the story, go find it on my YouTube channel. I don't remember which week it was on. It was huge. $1 million changes your life, guys. It will happen again. It's a $1 billion industry. Ours tastes good. The marketing will be off the chain. We know that. Our education behind it will be incredible. John and Darren do nothing subpar. Everything is first class. And we've got to take advantage of it now. So our job between now and Nashville is figure out how you're getting to Nashville that Saturday. And if you can come Thursday and Friday for the boot camp, come. If you're coming, message me. Of course, I have a room. And then figure out who we need to talk to convert, to invite, and we'll learn the skill sets to fill your funnel. Because you can't always just be pitching to people. Think about the people that show up in your inbox. Think about them stupid texts we get from the politicians to take a survey or, oh, that makes me so ill. That's how your spammy messages, when all you do when you contact that person, if you can go back in your messages and it's only Partner Co. and drops for the last several messages, that's why they're ignoring you. We got to learn some tact, some skills, some people skills, because people are watching, people are interested, but you've got to be a human, you've got to be a friend, you've got to be interested in them, and then you've got to learn how to ask the right questions so that you know what you need to offer. And if you're not doing all of that, you're just spamming people. Which one do you want? You want them coming to you because they know, like, and trust you. And there are some skills you can learn and implement in a 30 to 1 hour block a day that you stay committed to for 90 days that will change your world. I know because I've done it. Greg's done it. You can do it too because it's not talent. Some of it comes more natural to other people than others, some people than others, because they naturally are more outgoing, people skills, no problem talking to people. But if that's not you, you can learn a skill just like you did at your day job, just like you did going through school. And we're going to teach it to you if you're willing to learn. So if you want in on it, send me a message on Messenger or text me so that I can compile a list. And I'm going to plan. I really wish I had my calendar. Hold on a second. Does anybody want to add anything? I'll run and get my calendar before I tell y'all a date. Greg, anything you want to say about the taste of the new product?
Yes, it tastes phenomenal. You know, there was a time there, and like I said, Carol was with me. There was a time there where it had been tampered with so much that the taste was unbearable. Because in the wild, moringa, it tastes awful, very spicy. I think there was one leadership retreat that we went to that the owner or the CEO and the executives gave us moringa seeds for us to try. And we put that in our mouth and bit down, and it was disgusting. So it takes a lot to make it taste good. And Dr. Plant has absolutely knocked this out of the park. It tastes great.
Okay. Um, let's plan on Saturday. I have something I could go do, but I'm going to do it Friday and Sunday too. So, um, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. right here. I'll do a power hour coaching session. And then you'll have a list, a plan, and then you'll get to work on yours throughout the week. And then we'll pick a time on Saturday where we're going to come together and do our power hour together. It may be a weeknight. We may keep it on Saturday or we may do a Sunday. I don't know. We'll see what the majority can do. And we'll log in once a week, check in, power hour, see what kind of things we're doing. Because accountability, I mean, it's like going to the gym. Coach Buck goes to CrossFit. I mean, he's an overachiever, but it's the camaraderie of going and checking in. I mean, if he only went on one day of the week and the rest of the week he sat around eating Cheetos and watching Netflix, when he comes in on Saturday, it's going to show. He's going to be struggling a little bit doing whatever burpees and all that. But if he's been
And
doing his power hour each day, he'll show up looking buff.
and Coach Buck had me on the phone with the gym owner the other
There we
day.
go. There we go. People are going to come to what we've got. But if our business isn't open and we're not running the good Starbucks in town, we're not gonna have, it's gonna go under. We're gonna go out of business. So there's a few skill sets we can tweak, and y'all, they're not hard. Y'all are gonna be like, that's it. That's all you do. That's it. You will be bumfuzzled at the amount of feedback, conversations, the way it naturally leads to new people. It's not hard. You just got to learn what to do. So, we'll see y'all. I know this is a long call. Sorry, coach. Like, took all your time tonight. But when not Jesus, Moses came up this morning, I was like, well, Jesus too. He came up too. I was like, this Moses's excuses. Like, some of you, I know how you think. You see all these epic flyers and you're like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm getting left behind. Don't feel that way about it. Feel like, ooh, I'm glad they didn't do this for a 2 week run and we got a longer time. I got to get it in gear because some of these other leaders still haven't hit the first level because they've got to get their funnel working again. Everybody's having to do the same thing because we're in recruit mode. It's a shift. And you can shift the gears in that car at any time. Now's the time. All right. Saturday, 9 a.m. I'm writing it on my calendar. Lord help us that I didn't schedule anything else. No, it was the 15th we did because I hadn't wrote that down yet, right, Diane? That's Monday, the 15th at 3. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
All right. Let us know how we can help. We're here. Let us know if you're coming to Nashville. It's gonna be epic. Got to get your tickets. They're saying it's gonna sell out. They're going to be recognizing the Epic members too. So get there, get there, get there. It's going to be fun. And they're having a live band this time. Like, it's going to be a fun day in Nashville, is all I can tell you. Like, so much fun and great PR for your social media because nobody knows when you're in that room who's on your team and who's not. You've got to get really good at how you're marketing this to draw the eyes to you. Okay. Love you guys. Have a good one.